What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back, guys. Here we go. We got Georgia and we got Tennessee. That's the game we're going to cover in this video. Real quick, let's talk about Thursday Night Football. A lot of you guys saw my Thursday Night Football video. It was with the Washington Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles. The player props that I gave you guys did not hit. That slip was a doozy. I apologize for that one. It pisses me off when I lose. I absolutely hate to freaking lose. Let's just recap it real quick, and then we'll move on and try to win with the next slip and move past that one, kind of get over it. I'm still pissed off about it, though, even though it's about an hour after the game. Anyways, Saquon Barkley over 91.5 yards rushing. Obviously, he covered that. It was getting actually a little bit tight there. At the beginning of the fourth quarter, Commanders had control of that game the entire game until about 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, but that's why you play 60 minutes. You do got to play the whole game. So Saquon crushed his over on the rushing yards. That was a good pick. Zach Ertz under 34.5 receiving yards. He was actually under that until that last bullshit drive of the game that didn't even matter. Didn't mean anything for the Commanders. He went over that on that touchdown catch that he caught at the end of the game. Kind of screwed us there. Definitely freaking big time screwed us. But even if he went under, we still would not have hit because Devontae Smith, we needed him over 21.5 yards for his longest reception. He caught a 21-yard pass. That's how close these that's how close these lines can get. These books, guys, the player prop apps, they are so damn good at setting these lines. I mean, look at that. 21.5 yards. We needed him to get 22-yard catch. He got a 21-yard catch. We lost that pick. So actually only 1 for 3 on the day, but look at how close we were. We were we were 1 yard away on Devontae Smith's longest catch, and we actually had the Ertz pick until the very last Washington drive of the game. So this freaking close to 6x in our entry on that one. But you guys can see the system works, guys. The system I'm going with, the research I'm doing on these player props, it works. Look how close we were. A couple different plays have a slightly different outcome in that game, and we're sitting here with 6x of our money instead of losing our entry. That freaking close. But anyways, I'm going to get over it now. We're going to move on. We're going to get dialed in for this next slip that I'm going to give you guys here, and it is in the Georgia-Tennessee game. Let's be quick with the betting lines here. I won't bore you guys too much and waste too much of your time. So I'm going to move right into it. We're going to go over spread, money line, over, under, just kind of like how we always do. Talk about the betting lines here, where the money's at, where the bets are at, and how the line is moving. You guys can see the spread. Let's start with the spread. This opened up at plus 18 for Tennessee, minus 18 for Georgia. I wish they had a date of when this line opened, because obviously that did not open at plus 18 last week on Tennessee as the 18-point dog. So Tennessee's 7-1. Georgia's 5-2. Yes, I know Nico had the concussion. He's likely to play. There's a small chance, I think, still that he won't play. But from everything I'm seeing, Nico should be playing for Tennessee. If he isn't playing, plus 18 might actually be a fair spread. But if he is playing, Tennessee's a better football team right now as we speak, as it stands on November, 14th. 7-1 in the SEC. Georgia, still a good football team, but like I said last week in my video leading up to that Georgia-Ole Miss game, they have not been the same team they were the last few years. They just haven't been. Carson Beck is not who he thought he was at the beginning of the season. He's who I thought he was. I didn't think he was a top 10 NFL draft pick, and I think he's playing himself out of the first round this season. Sitting at 5-2. Okay, I'm not saying Georgia's a bad football team. They are a good football team, but they're just not what they have been. And I've proven that to you guys by taking Alabama money line over Georgia. We hit that pick big time. And then I took Ole Miss over Georgia on the money line last weekend. We hit that one. 2 huge wins for us on this football season were against the Bulldogs. And not just because of film and tape study, that obviously, because Georgia is still a good team, but reading the lines, reading the money, doing all the stuff that I do that I put into this research for these bets. So the spread is moving in favor of Tennessee. Obviously, it's still a 9.5 point spread. They're not a favorite, but it went from plus 18 to plus 9.5. So Tennessee is getting a little love. I expect when I scroll down, the money is going to be on the Vols. Let's look. money 66% on the Vols, 50% both ways. It's a coin flip on the public bets, where the public bets are. 50% on Tennessee. It says 49% on Georgia, so really that probably means it's like 50.6% on Tennessee. They don't give an exact decimal, but 50 and 49, obviously that adds up to 99. But you guys can see it's basically half and half where the public bets are going, but 66% of money is on Tennessee. So more money is on the Vols to cover that spread, plus 9.5. Then you get the money line. Right here, the Sportline's keeping this money in the public bets on the money line kind of hush-hush, but we got an answer for that. Go over here to Outlier. Look at the money line here. They actually show the percentage of bets and the percent of the money. 53% of bets are going on Tennessee money line. 77% of the money is on Tennessee money line. That's a big time lean on Tennessee as far as where the money's at on this money line. So you can see it went from plus 500 to plus 284. Tennessee has a better record. They're 7-1. They're playing in the SEC. They haven't played a cupcake schedule. Georgia did have a freaking gauntlet. They had to face Alabama, Texas, Ole Miss. Vanderbilt was a tough game. Florida actually played them somewhat tough. 14-point game that ended up being. Kentucky almost beat Georgia. Georgia had a tough schedule, so I will give them that. They have had a slightly tougher schedule than Tennessee, but Tennessee's still in the SEC. They're still playing good competition, and they're sitting at 7-1. So to get plus 284 odds on a money line play, that's really not a bad bet. If you think the Vols are going to win, lock that one in, plus 284. I'm going to do a little bit more research tomorrow before I send out a pick to my VIPs. I'm going to watch where this money goes, watch where the line moves, see if I can strike at the perfect time. But if we're looking at a bet and you're a Vols fan and you just have to bet on the Vols, this week is actually a decent week to bet that money line because you're getting plus 284 odds. So I don't know if you're going to want to put a whole unit on that or not, but plus 284 is really good odds for a team that's 7-1 in the SEC. Going against a 5-2 team, also in the SEC. Let's look at the over-under. Over-under started, it opened up at 54.5, minus 108 odds. Now it's at 47.5, minus 112 odds to go over, minus 108 odds to go under. So you're getting a little bit of a favorite to go over. Books are saying it's more likely to go over. That's what they're implying with their probability. But public is saying under. Now, typically you see the public take the over on most point totals. Public loves the over. That's just how it's always been. You guys look at most of these games, log on to a website where you can see public money and public bet percentages, and you'll see the public typically takes the over. In this game, they're not. They're taking the under. 92% of that money is on the under. 61% of bets are on the under. That's why this line is coming down. Opened up at 54.5. Like I said, it's coming down, and now it sits at 47.5. That's a play I might look into a little bit more tomorrow. Do a little bit more research on that one. I'll throw out a free pick for you guys. This is just kind of first glance at these lines. If I were to put a bet on this game right now, I would say take the Vols plus 9.5. You're getting minus 109 odds, so still pretty good odds. Pretty good payout type of odds for the Vols to cover that spread. Not as good as this plus 284, obviously, but that one's a little more risky. Vols plus 9.5, I feel like is a steal of a bet. So put that one in, guys. I'm going to lock that one in with you guys. Obviously, I'm going to do it on BetMGM. Our friends over at BetMGM will give you a $1,500 bonus bet, or up to $1,500 in bonus bets when you sign up. There's a link in the description below. Click that link right there. That'll take you to BetMGM's website. You can get on with the new sports book. I love BetMGM. They do have good odds most of the time. They have good odds all of the time, but they don't always have the best odds. Sometimes they do, though. That's why I use an odds screen. I recommend get you guys an odds screen so you can compare all the odds across every single book. If the best odds are on Caesar, jump on Caesar. If the best odds are on Fanatics, jump on Fanatics. If the best lines are on MGM, jump on BetMGM. Get as many books as you guys can so that you can get the best odds for you with the best price and the best payouts. That's how you become a profitable sports bettor. You get the best price for your bets. But I'm going to lock this on BetMGM. Like I said, link in the description down below. Get you up to $1,500 in bonus bets when you sign up using that link. So don't miss out on that free money, guys. If you're going to get a new book, find a promo code, find some type of deal, some type of sign-on bonus, and don't just sign up and get nothing from them. Every book offers some type of sign-on bonus. So up to $1,500 right there in the description. Let's move into the player props now. You guys know I like to use Outlier to do my research. I don't go over everything that I've done as far as research in the video because that takes way too much time. I put a lot of time into the research. I'll go over just the main points for you guys though. So Dylan Sampson, that's our first pick, running back Tennessee, over 19.5, under 19.5. So 19.5 is his line right now for his longest rush of this game. You're going to see on this graph, there's a lot of green to go over. Just look at it for a second. We got a 16-yard rush here against Oklahoma and a 17-yard rush against Kentucky. Those are the only two games where his longest rush was not over 19.5 yards. So I'm going to take the over just based on trends. Even dating back to last year, January 1st right here against Iowa, he had a 31-yard rush. So this entire football season, he's popping off big runs. You know Tennessee's offense, how they run. He has a lot of opportunity to spring big runs. The defense cannot stack the box with Nico at quarterback. A lot of time Tennessee's going against a 6-man box. And when you're going against a 6-man box, you can run the damn ball inside. You can get inside the tackles. A lot of power coming at Georgia this weekend. You got to be able to beat them with the power run game. You'll see some counter, maybe some inside-outside zone as well, but I foresee some power coming in the future on Saturday for this game. Look for Mr. Sampson here to go over 19.5 for his longest rush. Now let's move into the next pick and ignore these picks here. I forgot to X these out after I put these in last game. So this is saying not available because I have underdog selected right here for some reason. But we're going to go up here to FanDuel so I can pull up this Lovett pick. So Dominic Lovett, his longest reception, it's set at 20.5 right now. So 20.5 yards for his longest reception. We're going to hit the under, and just look at this graph right here. This is his last 10 games. You can see clearly why I'm taking the under. He typically is not their deep threat. He had a couple games here in a row, one against Kentucky, one against Bama, where he went for 33 and 32. Remember what types of games those were. Against Bama, they were down big. 3 scores in the first half, they were down. So Georgia had to start airing the ball out, had to find ways to create big plays downfield. They weren't running their typical offense. You know, when you get down 3 scores, your game plan kind of goes out the window, and you're just calling plays to get back into the game. You cannot stick to the run game if that was your game plan. You have to adjust. Same thing with Kentucky, guys. That game was super tight. I mean, at any given point, anybody can pop off and break a couple tackles and go for a long run or a long reception. I'm not saying he can't, but trends say, based on his last 10 games, even like I said, dating back to last year, December 30th against Florida State, he did not do it. He's not their deep threat. That's what their Arian Smith is for, the Dylan Bells of the world. Those are their guys that are going deep. Dominic Lovett's their more big body possession guy. I don't expect him to go over. This says 20.5 yards. We're actually going to get him at 21.5 yards on Dabble. I'm going to pause real quick and just let you guys know I'm putting these picks in on Dabble. Again, Dabble's been one of my favorite daily fantasy apps this season because their payouts are just standard, if that makes sense. Say, for instance, on Sleeper, which I do love Sleeper, don't get me wrong, but they may have a 1.9x payout on a certain pick and a 2.3x payout on another pick and a 3.6x payout on another pick, and then you add all those up together, that gets you your total payout at the end of that 3-man slip. Dabble is not like that. If it's a 2-man slip, it's a 3x payout. If it's a 3-man slip, it's a 6x payout, so on and so forth. You can get all the way up to 1,000x with 12 picks. So it doesn't matter the odds of the pick. It just matters the number of the pick that you're putting in on Dabble. Try them out, guys. You can get a free $25 with Dabble. There's a link in the description down below. Promo code SSWIN to get you a free $25. You don't have to even deposit anything. You'll just get that free $25 to bet. If you hit that, this slip I'm going to give you right here is a 6x payout. So 25 times 6, you do the math. I'm no math major. I'm not going to pull that out of my ass off the top of my head. I should be able to do that, but $25, it's free. So Dabble is giving us, just back to the pick now, 21.5 for his longest reception instead of 20.5. So that gives us that extra yard. You guys saw with Devontae Smith tonight, half a yard matters. All right, so Dominic Lovett under 21.5 yards for his longest reception. And then we'll move into our last pick here. You guys can already see it highlighted, right? Or not highlighted, but low-lighted, I guess you could say. It was grayed out. Carson Beck, we're going to take him over a half an interception. The dude has not been careful with the ball this last month. You guys can see from the last week of September through last week, every single game except for that Auburn game, he's thrown at least one interception. He threw 3 against Bama, 3 against Texas, and 3 against Florida. And then also the 2 against Mississippi State. Not only is he throwing interceptions, he's throwing multiple interceptions per game. So Carson Beck has not been playing well. He's not the reason Georgia's good right now. He's not. Trevor Etienne has been their dude. Carson Beck has actually been the downfall of Georgia this year, if I'm being quite honest. Their defense isn't bad. Their defense is pretty damn good. They shut down Texas's offense for most of that football game, and that's a damn good offense, one of the best in the country. So Carson Beck over half an interception, and mainly, guys, I'm doing it because of this graph here. I will show you guys down here turnovers. Tennessee, oops, that's their offense. My bad. I apologize there. They're getting 1.8 turnovers per game, so expect them to have at least 1 turnover. I believe it's going to come from an interception from the hands of Carson Beck. So, guys, take Carson Beck over half an interception. Like I said, mainly based on this graph and his play lately. He's not seeing the field well, not looking off defenders well, and he's throwing interceptions. That's all I got, guys. There's your picks. Like I said, free pick on the sports book. Go ahead and take Tennessee plus 9.5. I'm going to throw that one in with you guys too. Like I said, I'm doing that on BetMGM. Link down below in the description. And then the player props, like I said, I'm doing on Dabble. Link in the description for Dabble as well. Use promo code SSWIN. That gets you that $25 free bet. You can 6x that, and then you're playing on house money. Do what you want with house money. It's house money, right? You can be careless with it if you want. Obviously you can be careful with it or cash it out, but you can be careless with it and try to do that. Maybe you want to throw $2 after you win, just $2 on a 12x or a 12-man slip to get a 1,000x payout. $2 turns into 2,000. Obviously, it's hard to hit that, but I'm just kind of giving you guys some things that you can do with that, and it's all free from Dabble. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you like my stuff, if you like what I'm doing here on this channel, you want to join in on our army against the sports books. This is our sports betting army. Hit that subscribe button down below. You'll see all my videos that I put out. I like to do the big games. I do these big breakdowns on the big games, but I do put out other free picks as well in my winnable page. All my free pick subscribers and my VIP subscribers, I have both. Link in the description to my pick subscriptions as well. Get in on the free plan. You'll get all my picks straight to your phone. Won't cost you a dime. And then there's VIP options as well if you're wanting to up your game a little bit and join the VIPs. That's all I got, guys. That's the 3rd time I've said that now, but this time is really that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch y'all next time.